and I'm here with Julie today, and I've invited Julie along, who's one of my clients, to talk about her experience as hiring me as a webmaster, and to look after a lot of her marketing, and really just to talk about some of her experiences that she had before and what it's like now having someone who's looking after her website and some of her marketing activities. So thanks for coming along today, Julie.
It's an absolute pleasure, Nick, because you know that I sing your praises everywhere that I go. Because finally, after several months down the track of creating an online business, I feel like I have my life back, which is the most amazing feeling. And I must say, in all my years, the last 3 months has been just such a state of overwhelm and anxiety and frustration.
So you're spending all your time looking after your website, deciding the marketing activities you should be undertaking, opening up a Twitter and Facebook account, and once you've got that open, spending all your time doing that rather than doing your core business?
Well, let me paint you a bit of a picture, Nick, because my days used to start about 4 o'clock in the morning. Most of the night was, broken sleep, worrying about what I was doing. And so I would start my day bright and early, which meant that when I needed to have quality time with my family, it wasn't there because I was so exhausted, and I was just on tenterhooks all the time because I was just had such a high level of stress and anxiety. When I started my online marketing business, that is to support my core business.
So that's not your business,
it's not my,
but it's a strategy in your business.
That's correct. It's a vehicle for my business. But what was happening was it actually took me away from my business, because there is when you first decide that you're going to take your business online, there's a great degree of excitement, and you think this must be easy because so many people do it.
And there's a lot of free things and easy things out there that you can get online, but just because it's free and just because it's easy doesn't mean that it takes no time, does it?
Absolutely, and there is just an overwhelming amount of information. You really need to have someone hold your hand. Like so many days, Peter and I would say, how good would it be if we had someone to sit down with us and to step us through what we needed to do? Because you try, typically what happens when you're online is you get diverted in so many different areas, is that you find something, you think that's really good, and then you click that link here, and then half an hour later, you're then onto another 5 or 6 different pages of information.
Or 15 or 20 different pages sort of through.
And at the end of the day, you look back and you go, well, what have I achieved?
And often it's nothing, is it?
I just it's just amazing for me, because, that I think that I would get it right, and then I would just oh my God, I don't know anything. And it was just like if you were to walk into this big dark room, and you had a little tiny itsy bitsy torch, and you shone that torch into a corner of that room, that's really the amount of information that you know, but the rest of the room is the amount of information that you need to know. So Nick, when we chatted and I undertook was your platinum program, because that's what
that's when you brought me on board, is when you just got totally overwhelmed.
That's what I need, because I needed to be able to get onto my business to create the income. Instead of trying to learn all of this stuff and to do it. And it's like I'm here with this little tiny torch shining in the corner. You've come in and you've flicked on the light switch, and so all of a sudden the room's nice and bright. And the most incredible things have happened.
So it has made a real difference and an impact with your business.
It absolutely. Now before we started working together, I employed an outsourced part of my business to a wonderful, wonderful lady, and she was awesome. Her quality of her content and that she provided for me was excellent. But I think it's not till you get a couple of months down the track, you get a bit of knowledge under your belt, and you see that there's some pretty big gaps that you need to fulfill. And when you told me about what you could do, it answered all of that. It was like, it's like I could kiss your feet.
So I'm the sort of person there who knows, but don't do that. I'm the sort of person who knows a lot of the stuff there that you didn't know that you didn't know.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even know what a plug-in was.
Yep, so we've got plugins and widgets, and we've got your website, and you've got your marketing strategies and your copywriting and all these bits and pieces that all come together to create what you want, but you don't want to spend your time doing all that, because if you spent all your time doing all that, you'd be a webmaster as opposed to
That's right.
the
And
business you've got.
I don't want to be a webmaster. I don't want to. And when I made that decision that I really needed to outsource all of it, you do need to have an understanding, because otherwise you can't quality control. And so that is really important.
So you need to know enough there to know what's going on.
You need to know the basics and have an understanding. You can't be ignorant and just hand it over to someone, because you need to know that they actually know what they're doing.
So some accountability there.
Absolutely. But for me, what it did, it just took away those huge levels of anxiety, the overwhelm, and to actually give me my life back. You know, I'm actually half human now. My business has grown incredibly since I've been able to refocus.
And we'll have a look
core
at
business.
and we'll have a look at the impact of that in another video.
Yeah.
But right now, Julie is one of my clients. She's on the Platinum program, and as you can hear, it's had a tremendous impact on her life. And it's all
Absolutely.
about time and money. You know, she's got a lot more time now, and starting to make a lot more money just by outsourcing some of those essential things that have to be done with the website, but don't need to be done by you.
Yeah. Thanks, Nick.